Prisons are supposed to protect society. They are meant to remove dangerous people from the public and hold them accountable under the law. But around the world, some prisons have become something else entirely. Places where punishment goes far beyond the sentence. Where violence isn't always loud. Where suffering doesn't always leave marks. This is not a list built on rumors. It is based on documented conditions, human rights reports, court findings, and survivor testimony. There is no single definition of worst. So this list measures what happens after the cell door closes. This is the story of the top 20 worst prisons in the world. Rank number 20, San Pedro Prison. Bolivia. San Pedro Prison does not function like a prison. It functions like a city. Located in La Paz, inmates here buy or rent their own cells. Families live inside the prison with children. Businesses operate openly. The government maintains minimal control. Violence depends on money. Safety depends on influence. And survival depends on what you can afford. When the state withdraws authority, justice becomes a transaction. Rank number 19, Polunsky Prison, Russia. Polunsky Prison houses life sentence prisoners. There is no parole. No realistic chance of release. Inmates live in near total isolation. Movement is controlled. Silence is enforced. The punishment here is not physical violence. It is time without human contact. Rank number 18, Kamatai Maximum Security Prison, Kenya. Kamatai Prison is defined by overcrowding and neglect. Cells built for dozens often hold hundreds. Disease spreads easily. Medical care is scarce. Corruption determines survival. Those who can pay are protected. Those who cannot are exposed. Kamatai is not remembered for one single horror, but for constant suffering. Rank number 17, Carandiru Prison, Brazil, closed. Carandiru Prison no longer exists. But its legacy remains. In 1992, a prison disturbance ended with military police entering the facility. Over 100 inmates were killed. Most were unarmed. Carandiru became a global symbol of what happens when overcrowding, neglect, and force collide. Rank number 16, Padamba Prison, Philippines. Padamba Prison gained attention after footage exposed abusive punishment routines. Inmates were publicly humiliated. Discipline became spectacle. The damage here was not only physical. It was psychological. And permanent. Rank number 15, Saydnaya Prison, Syria. Introduction. Saydnaya Prison is often described as a place where people disappear. Many detainees are held without trial. Families rarely receive confirmation of life or death. Isolation is extreme. Food is limited. Abuse is systematic. Saydnaya is not designed for justice. It is designed for fear. Rank number 14, Carabacan Prison, Indonesia. Carabacan Prison is defined by corruption and overcrowding. Cells overflow. Guards rely on bribery to maintain order. Drugs and weapons circulate inside. Control is informal. And informal control is dangerous. Rank number 13, Tadmor Prison, Syria, closed. Before its closure, Tadmor Prison was infamous for systematic abuse. Former detainees described starvation, isolation, and mass punishment. Though no longer operational, Tadmor remains a symbol of incarceration used as terror. Rank number 12, Gitarama Prison, Rwanda. After the 1994 genocide, Gitarama Prison collapsed under mass incarceration. Built for hundreds, it held thousands. Inmates stood packed together with no space to lie down. Disease spread rapidly. Death became routine. Gitarama represents incarceration at its most extreme during national crisis. Rank number 11, Bang Kwang Prison, Thailand. Known as the Bangkok Hilton, Bang Kwang Prison is infamous for death row conditions. Inmates were historically shackled for years. Overcrowding remains severe. Medical care is limited. Here, punishment includes waiting. Waiting for appeals. Waiting for decisions. Waiting for the end. Transition to Part 2, Retention Bridge. These prisons are brutal. But the worst is still ahead. Because the next prisons are not chaotic. They are controlled, silent, and permanent. Rank number 10, Evin Prison. Iran. Evin Prison is a political instrument. Journalists, activists, and foreign nationals are often held here. Legal access is restricted. Solitary confinement is common. What makes Evin terrifying is uncertainty. People enter without knowing when, or if, they will leave. Rank number 9, Kresty Prison. Russia. Kresty Prison became infamous for extreme overcrowding. Cells designed for a few inmates held dozens. People slept in shifts. Sanitation failed. Overcrowding alone turned incarceration into punishment beyond sentencing. Rank number 8, La Modelo Prison. Venezuela. At La Modelo Prison, the state lost control entirely. Gangs ran daily life. Weapons circulated freely. Guards remained outside for safety. This was not incarceration. It was abandonment. Rank number 7, Kamatai and Industrial Area Prisons. Kenya. These prisons are defined by normalization of suffering. Overcrowding. Limited food. Corruption. Survival depends on money or connections. Pain becomes routine. Rank number 6, La Sabanita Prison. Venezuela. Closed. Before closing, La Sabanita was one of the most violent prisons on earth. Gangs controlled cell blocks. Riots were frequent. Deaths were common. When incarceration collapses completely, human life becomes expendable. Rank number 5, Bang Kwang Prison. Death Row. Bang Kwang appears again for one reason. Psychological endurance. Years in shackles. Years of waiting. Years of uncertainty. For many, the sentence feels endless long before execution. Rank number 4, Pelican Bay and Isolation Units. USA. In certain U.S. prisons, isolation became punishment. Inmates spent decades alone. No group interaction. No natural light. Minimal human contact. The prison was quiet. Too quiet. Rank number 3, ADX Florence. United States. ADX Florence is the most secure prison in the world. Inmates spend up to 23 hours a day alone. Every meal is eaten alone. Recreation happens alone. There are no riots here. That's intentional. ADX Florence redefines punishment as total isolation. Rank number 2, Black Dolphin Prison. Russia. Black Dolphin houses life sentence prisoners. There is no parole. No rehabilitation. No release. Movement requires restraints. Silence is enforced. The punishment is permanence. Rank number 1, Saydnaya Prison. Syria. Saydnaya Prison is often described as the worst prison in the world. Human rights organizations report mass executions. Starvation. Extreme isolation. Many detainees vanish without record. Saydnaya is not designed for correction. It is designed for erasure. Final closing, strong ending, 100% retention. There is no single worst prison. Some destroy bodies. Some destroy minds. Some erase people entirely. And the most dangerous prisons are not always the loudest ones, but the ones no one can hear.